What's good, guys? Welcome back to the UCC channel. I am Checkmate, coach of Twickenham and Passimian, and I am your host for today's post-commentary battle review of my Season 10 Week 7 matchup against Rob, coach of GET PARAREKT. So far, I think it's Week 7 anyway. So far I'm pretty sure we're 3-3 after just missing out on our last game against Alan. So we're looking to make amends this week against Rob, who is unfortunately, in my opinion, the best coach in this league. So I think Rob has so far dropped one game, maybe two, against Jack. So we're on a similar sort of record. So maybe we got a chance, but his team is incredibly scary. But let's run over my team very quickly. We've of course got a tier 1 Mega of Altaria, got a tier 1 of Magiana, our tier 2s of Celebi, Mamoswine and Mandibuzz, our tier 3s of Minior, Cavalion and Tentacruel, our tier 4s of Virizion, Moltres and Ambipom, and our tier 5 of the Miltank. So, going over my opponent's team this week, he has tier 2 Mega, I think it's tier 2 of the Mega Swampert. He has tier 1 of Celesteela. He has tier 2s of the Xurkitree, Pelipper and Florges. Tier 3s of Rotom Heat, Hoopa Confined, the Haxorus. Tier 4s of the... actually Smeargle as well, I forgot about Smeargle. Tier 4s of Hitmontop and Ludicolo, and tier 5 of the Linoon. So his team is very slow, but overall it has a really good type synergy with actually no outstanding weaknesses actually that you can see from his type chart, which makes it quite difficult to prepare for. But at the same time, with access to freeze dry on my team, we can actually get a lot of offensive prowess over him with things like the freeze dry from Mamoswine. He does have, unfortunately, really problematic Pokemon such as the Celesteela and Florges particularly, and Rotom Heat, which he uses incredibly well, and I have personal hatreds for, especially under his control anyway. And he also has things like Xurkitree, which we don't switch in well to, considering he has things like Energy Ball. So yeah, there's plenty of things to be considering in this game. Not only has he got Pseudo Rain, he also has plenty of outside rain options as well. So although I do have some arguably incredibly strong rain counters in Celebi, Virizion, and potentially even the Mega Altaria and Tentacruel, we do still have to prepare for it, although it is, as I say, unlikely. So, going over my team, we are going to start with the Magiana, that's what it's called. Had a bit of a brain fart. Yeah, so I'm going to start off with Magiana, which is Choice Specs, Modest Max Special Attack, and enough speed to outspeed the uninvested Rotom Heat. It also outspeeds things like just Celesteela, which is really nice, especially if it wants to run investment to autotomize and be faster than my whole team. We outspeed that as well. So it's definitely got a very solid speed tier against him, and I'm not expecting him to be running a lot of speed investment on a lot of his mons, seeing as my faster mons he can't outspeed without a Choice Scarf. So if he is running Choice Scarf, then it's not the end of the world. Let's say, yeah, we've got Choice Specs with the Fleur Cannon, Volt Switch, Energy Ball and Flash Cannon. Has very, very solid coverage for his team, and with the Choice Specs he does not have switch-ins. If we claim a kill first of all with something like Flash Cannon, Celesteela, depending on his set, it's taking like 40% from Flash Cannon. So that thing cannot set up on us, and Flamethrower only does 55% to me. So we have a very good switch into that as well, being the rest of some other things on our team like the Mandibuzz, which doesn't really take an awful lot from Celesteela. So a very simple roll. It's designed to come in far off a massive hit, maybe Volt Switch, and just wear down his team really. He doesn't have good switch-ins, and the thing which would arguably be a good special switch-in is weak to the Steel Stab, so we can definitely utilise that as an advantage. Moving on, we have our Mamoswine, which is modest. No, it's not. I lied. It's not at all modest. It's mild. It's mild. Max special attack. Enough speed for something. 244 outspeeds max speed Celesteela, I think. Alright, so let's just roll. We're going to roll with that. It's going to outspeed max speed Celesteela, which is good. We've got the Freeze Dry, Earthquake, Ice Shard, Ice Beam. So, yes, our attack is higher than our special attack, despite being fully invested in special attack. But we want Freeze Dry to do damage, so that's what we're going to go for. It's going to one-shot 3 things on his team, being the Pelipper, Ludicolo, and the Swampert. With Earthquake being able to hit his team very, very hard otherwise, and hits the especially bulky mons such as the Florges. Ice Beam's there just, again, for some damage, stronger damage on other mons. Could have run Ice Crash, but it's not going to be doing a huge amount of difference considering Ice Beam's stronger, and the stats aren't all that apart. So yeah, like Mamoswine's got a little bit of bulk there, so it can maybe take a hit if it has to from things like Celesteela. So that will be very helpful. Obviously, Ice Shard's there to pick things off, particularly the Haxorus, which could be a threat if it decides to get the Dragon Dance or something along those lines. Moving on, we have our Mandibuzz, Bone the Mandibuzz, picking a fully physically defensive Rocky Helmet variant this week, with knockoff Foul Play, Taunt, and Roost. So it's got the Overcoat, it's designed to be able to switch into the Smeargle without any sort of problem whatsoever. I could run Defog, decided against it, opted to go for Taunt instead, with the knockoff enabling us to get rid of its potential Focus Sash, potential Berry, I don't know. Rob likes to do all sorts of weird stuff with Smeargle, so it's there to get rid of one of its best things, I guess. Guess that's a good way to put it. I don't really know how to put it. Foul Play does a lot of damage to things like the Haxorus, definitely. It's going to do a bit of damage to the Linoon, the Mega Swampert, but it's more utility this week, I have to say. Rocky Helmet is designed to be my Swampert switch-in should I need it. So yeah, we'll take Waterfalls in the Rain under half damage, so we're going to be golden in that regard. We'll get a little bit of chip off in return, because we'll have to spam Roost on it, so he can't recover up more than he doesn't do more damage than we're healing. We don't heal more damage than he's doing without leftovers, so we want to really get a bit of chip on him. That seems like a very good way of doing it. Continuing on, we have Celebi, Rose the Celebi, with a mixed sort of bulk this week. Not really designed for anything in particular, if I recall. But it's got the Giga Drain Stealth Rock, Toxic and Recover. Takes any hit from anything really. Get off the Giga Drain damage. It's got Toxic there for things like the Florges and the Rotom Heat. Designed to get up rocks. Don't like Rotom. It'd be nice to be able to get some really quick chip off of that as well. But this is Celebi's role. It doesn't have anything particular that it needs to do. It's kind of there just for support once again. Got Recover for a bit of reliable sustain should it need it. But I'm expecting it to be a choice Rotom. Whether it's Scarfed or Specs, I don't know. He likes Specs. So if he's deciding to go for Thunderbolts and stuff like that, we can definitely switch this in. And it's not the end of the world if he ends up knocking us out with an Overheat. So we could do have our switch-ins and things like the Kamex. Continuing our last one, we have Cobalion, which is designed to be our Wincon. He has a very, very solid offensive matchup, running a SD Close Combat Iron Head and Volt switch. We don't really hit, and I forgot what it was. Oh, it's the Pelipper. If he runs a Fizdef Pelipper, maybe that's a problem. We do have the Volt switch, so we can always threaten it that way as well. But yeah, designed to basically set up a Swords Dance and just kind of win. It's got a very simple role, and it should be highly effective because he doesn't have good switch-ins, and the priority he does have in the Linoon is going to be basically redundant. It'll tickle Cobalion. Hitmontop could be a potential problem if it's a very physically defensive set, which it could well be. So we'll just have to keep an eye out for that and get that a little bit of chip from the Rocky Helmet from Mandibuzz. So yeah, that is the team for this week. Tell me what you think about it, and we shall move on to the battle and see how we get on. Okay, so we are now in the battle with Rob, and he's brought a team of kind of expected and kind of not. I was pleased that he hasn't brought rain. I wasn't hugely expecting it, because Rob is the sort of person that knows what I'd do. But at the same time, rain is still fairly reasonable against me. It's not the best thing in the world, I have to say, but it's not terrible. However, the circuitry is present, and the circuitry is a big problem depending on its set, of course. So I've got to watch out for that. Celesteela is brought, Smeargle is brought, Circuitry is brought, the Florges is here, the Rotom Heat is here, and so is the Hitmontop. So I wasn't hugely expecting the Hitmontop. Of course, that Smeargle is most likely a lead, so we have our dedicated lead of Ambipom, which is going to be able to potentially taunt it. It can fake out. I shouldn't have fake out. It's got double hit. You can double hit it, definitely. Which will just get a bit. It will knock it out straight away. Taunt, unless it's something like crazy, like a mental herb, which I'm not really expecting. It could, I mean, yeah, it's more like Focus Sash. That's a very common. So it could be Choice Scarf, I guess, if he was really wanted to. So yeah. Ambipom is pretty much a dedicated lead. Florges could be a problem. I really hate Florges. Looking at the matchup, Magearna has an amazing matchup. His switch-in is Rotom Heat and Celesteela. And if I click the right, I mean, +1. If we get a Soul Heart boost, Flash Cannon from Magearna to Celesteela, this is like 35%, 40%. It does so much damage. Like, stupidly absurd amounts of damage. So that can't even set up and potentially beat us, and also Mandibuzz kind of balls it infinitely. Circuitry, as I say, is going to be a big problem, and because of the team he's brought with no real speed, Cobalion pretty much sets up a Swords Dance and wins. If I've got Rocks up or a Sash is broken on the Smeargle, it's kind of GG. So, diving straight into it, we are going to go with our dedicated lead of the Ambipom, and he's going to lead with the Smeargle, so that's as expected. He does switch out as we fire off a Taunt, and he's going to go into his Hitmontop, so he's got Intimidate, so we can see it's a more defensive variety. And from this U-turn, we see it's very physically defensive, and it's got a Rocky Helmet. So that's obviously his main physical check, and he goes for a close combat, which is fine. It just tickles Mandibuzz a little bit, and we get our own Rocky Helmet chip. And of course, because he is Rocky Helmet, he has no recovery, so Mandibuzz is really good. So we get a fire off and knockoff here. We don't really want to have a Rocky Helmet. We catch the Choice Scarf off of the Rotom Heat, which is actually not so fun, because we now don't have a switch in to Overheat. So, unfortunately, we're going to have to sack Celebi here. We do get up Stealth Rocks, so if it's Focus Sash on the Smeargle, that is now going to be broken. But we have lost our Celebi in the process, so that's not good. So we just go back into our Ambipom here. He's going to go into Hitmontop, as we are just going to go for a U-turn, and we're going to take a little bit more Rocky Helmet. This gives us a free Magearna rather, and Magearna just gets to click buttons at this point. Flash Cannon destroys this thing, and his only, I mean, he should really go into Rotom. He actually opts to go into the Celesteela, and you're going to see this Flash Cannon does 43%, that's nearly a 2 at KO. And he goes for an Autotomize, and at this point he cannot OHKO us. He cannot kill us from this range. We do see leftovers, so we know it's not a Inferno Overdrive. Flamethrower does nothing. Well, it does a lot, but it's not much really. Another Flash Cannon, that's a basic dead Celesteela. And Flamethrower is going to do pitiful damage to Mandibuzz. So, yeah, this Celesteela just basically got murdered for nothing, which I absolutely love. So he's going to go into his Circuitry as we go for a Roost. And this is a huge turn. I missed the pause button. So yeah, he's going to go into his Circuitry as we go for the Roost. And here the game is going to very rapidly go downhill, because he just gets a free Z Hypnosis, Electric Terrain, Z Rain Dance. 2 of those would win him the game, or win him the game outright. So if he has Z Electric Terrain or Z Rain Dance, this is just game over, and unfortunately this is all going to go downhill very rapidly. So on the off chance he is Z Hypnosis, our only play is to go into Cobalion, because if he sets up a Z Hypnosis and misses, he does not kill us the following turn with a Thunderbolt, or he has to risk a Hypnosis and we knock him out with a Fightinium Z. Alternatively, we stay in as he goes for a Thunderbolt, we sack Mandibuzz, then go into Cobalion. But if he's at +1 special attack, Cobalion just dies. So we don't have Fake Out on our Ambipom, which is really going to turn around and bite us. Opting to run the Taunt is really put us in a bit of a situation. So as you see, we're going to go into our Cobalion here, and assuming he is going to just go for the Z +1 speed, we have a chance, a very, very slim chance. However, as you can see, he just goes for a Thunderbolt, and we're going to live. Well, I knew we'd live, but we do live. We do live, and this gives us an opportunity to get our revenge. Close combat does like 86% maximum, so you do have to go for a Z move here. He could go hard into Florges, or sack Celesteela or something, but he doesn't know if I'm a Z move. And if he gets it right, he just kind of wins. Actually, no, he doesn't kind of win, because I've got Ice Shard in the back, but that's by the by. Yeah, anyway, we're going to fire off a Z move, and he decides to stay in. So this big, threatening lightning bolt is now gone. And that is huge. His only thing which can actually take a hit from this is the Florges, if it's fully physically defensive, because Cobalion is weak and iron-headed. Just bad damage, apparently. He's going to go into his Rotom Heat, which is going to die to a close combat. And Cobalion is going to start really making this game go downhill for poor Rob. But he's going to go into his Florges now, and knowing that he can live, we are actually going to go hard into our Again, I keep forgetting I keep on calling it Megabus. They're so different. Anyway, we just get to fire off a Specs Flash Cannon. Of course it's going to live because it's a Florges, and we are obviously going to live the next Moonblast. We do 2-hit kill him with the Flash Cannon. With our speed investment, we do outspeed, and we also outspeed the Celesteela. So we're going to knock him out, get a +1 on the special attack, and we're going to claim a kill on the Celesteela here, leaving him just the Smeargle. And as we have a Smeargle counter, effectively in both Mandibuzz, actually Mandibuzz, not the fake Mandibuzz, and Ambipom, this game is unfortunately over for Rob. And we are going to pick up a very, very handy 5-0 victory over Rob and Get Pararekt. So, yeah, just going to watch these last couple of turns play out. Going to see he is actually Mental Herb, so that taunt turn 1 could have been a really big misfire. So that was very good prep on Rob's part. He's just going to keep spamming Spore. He obviously doesn't want to reveal his set. Apparently he might use this again, which, yeah. So, very good game to Rob. It was a very... after the game he told me it's actually Electrium Z on the Xurkitree. So if he went for the Electrium Z there, that could have been a real problem, because he would have one-shot Cobalion, of course. So that would have been that would have been a threat for sure. But we got the play right, as it turns out. Unfortunately, Rob got the play wrong that turn, and that was the turning point in that game. It was pretty exchanging blows at that point. I do realise how much of a mistake it was going for Roost instead of the U-turn. I had no real reason to keep health on Mandibuzz because he doesn't have any physical presence aside from the Hitmontop, which I believe was dead. So Mandibuzz was pretty useless in that game. I really should have U-turned, which would have kept me in the game a lot more rather than just relying on him not to be a certain set, which really has a good matchup against me. So yeah, plenty to take away from that game, and it's going to actually put us in the right direction towards facing Elliot and give us a little bit of momentum leading up to that. Who is still unbeaten, so we are going to take him down a peg next week and see where that takes us. So yeah, we are now 4-3, moving into week 8, up against Elliot next week. So thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed, please do leave a like and comment down below. And yeah, if you didn't like, please do dislike and leave some constructive criticism in the comments. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next week.